Hi guys. Oh my god, yes. Hi guys, how are you doing? It's Roxanne here. So it's been a long time, hasn't it? Oh god, I don't know if it's focused. Yes, it's focused. Sorry. Looking at the viewfinder. So yes, how long has it been since we last talked? A while? A month, I'm guessing. Yeah, probably almost a little bit more than a month. I'm not being very productive on this channel. I really should start being productive on this channel. But I will get around to doing that. Oh my god, am I focused? I don't know. Is it focused? Yes, it's focused. Perfect. So yes, well, I'm back today with a new video. Obviously, Roxanne, you're filming yourself again. And in my previous video, I was talking about happiness, and well, I'm here to talk about things that make me happy and probably other people happy. I think I'm gonna do like a few videos, like 2 or 3 like this, talk about happiness or what makes me happy and probably what makes other people happy, which is, yeah. And then we'll see after, like, we'll talk about like sad, depressing stuff, like how I deal with my depression and all that later on. Once you watch more videos of mine. I'm still super awkward in front of a camera. But that's okay. So, yes, my topic today is quite weird, might I say. But for me, it means a lot to me. I don't know if you can hear it, but like, I'm an anglo-saxon person. I mean, I might not be born in the UK, well, I am born in the UK, but I might not have a UK passport, or I might not be American, but I was raised up with English as my first language, so I consider myself as an Anglo-Saxon, or an English-speaking person. And I wanted to talk about how the English language and then the culture, we might talk about that in the future, when I talk about like culture and shit, all that jazz, how the language really makes me happy. Like, I don't know, there's maybe for some people it might be a weird topic, but for me, honestly, I've always found the English language to be super happy. First of all, well, from like foreigners, because I speak 3 languages and I'm trying to learn a 4th one, but the 4th one is taking a lot of time. I speak French, English, and Spanish. Well, I can read, write, and understand English. I can speak it, but not as well as the other 3. The other 2 languages either. But like, so my first language what I was taught was English. My mom and my dad, because I lived in the US when I was young. Then after I lived abroad a lot of my life, so I had to learn English, you know. And French, as my dad is French. So yes, right. So first of all, for me and for a lot of people that I've met, the English language is to the ear is like as if people are singing. I mean, as someone who speaks French, I find that French is quite a monotonous language. It's not as wavy, let's say, in length, in wavelengths of vocal power, highness. I don't know how you call this, but like it goes up and down, whereas French goes, yeah, you know, yes. Whereas English is like, woo, waves. Yes. So so the English language makes me so happy. It is my favorite language to speak out of all the languages I know. And it's also my favorite language to hear out of all the languages I've heard. For me, it's literally the most beautiful language on the whole entire planet. And what's beautiful about it is that also it's the first language in the world, so thank you for that. And yes, set aside. I keep going out of track. And then the second thing about the English language is that, see, for me it makes me happy, but when I talk to my friends who their first language isn't English and they speak English, they always tell me that every time they speak English, they feel really happy. Like, it's a sudden joy that they don't have when they speak their native language is French. And it makes me really happy to hear that, because I thought I was the only one, and I'm an anglo-saxon. And then when I heard other people say, oh yeah, the English language makes me happy, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so great. I'm so happy that people love this language, because it's literally worth loving. Then I'm gonna also talk about the effect of the language. It's as it's a universal language, it's easy for you to talk to. It's easier for you to talk to people, or people are have an easier time approaching you, because they know if ever they're in trouble, they can come towards you and ask for instructions if needed, and which is really awesome. Or like, and if you're in a situation where you need to ask something and you don't speak the same the language, usually people speak English, and so you manage to find out what you want through this language. So it's like, it's a win-win situation with English, I find. Whereas and then I find the English language and usually the English culture to be non-judging, because in the French, as someone who's French, half French as well, I find that I don't actually think I feel French, but you know, that's another video. It's a very condescending language. If you don't speak it or to speak it well, people will judge you. Whereas English, even if you're trying, people will be happy that you're trying to learn English, and I find that's with other languages as well. I also have a hard time with French. We'll talk about that in another video. And then I find that my last point on how it makes me happy in this happy series, on this episode, is that the culture behind the English language is very, very important, and it's spread all over the world. And so it makes me super happy that it's something that's so universal, because I'm someone who loves diversity and being surrounded by everything as much as possible. I mean, I know English people in the past were not very nice, conquering countries and in slavery and all that jazz, which isn't great. But they did, in a way, help the world progress, which is really fantastic for us. And they're also the first culture to really make us progress into the world we are today, even though a lot of people don't like them. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes the English culture can be quite heavy, but it's not bad heavy. I don't know how to explain. You know what? It's okay. So I think I actually said what I wanted to say in this video, which is quite fantastic for once. I did not go off key, and I'm still under the 10-minute mark, but I have to finish soon. So it was lovely talking to you, and I'll see you next time with a video on probably, well, since we're talking about culture. See ya.